Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it rain. Tonight we gonna let it rain. Tonight we gonna let it rain. Just like the sunrise, we gonna let it rain. Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it rain. Tonight we gonna let it rain. Tonight we gonna let it rain. Just like the sunrise, we gonna let it rain.
Hello, hello. Welcome in, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Sorry, I'm going to throw my chapstick on. I didn't have time before the music ended to do that. So here I am. How's everybody doing? Hopefully you guys are having a great start to your week. It is Monday, October the 20th. We are almost in November. I can't believe it. I really can't. It doesn't seem like it's November already. But as I'm getting everything kind of situated on my desk, my name is Tanya. Nice to meet you. Or you can call me Titanium Bill. Either one's fine with me. I don't care. And welcome into tonight's chat. If you are new to the channel, hi, hello, and welcome. And welcome back in everybody that's coming in and joining us for a live tonight. I appreciate that. And sorry, I just like clinked my rings together. I don't like weird sounds like that. So man, I'm really out of it. I'm not even in the right, I don't think I'm going to go all the way down and then I'm going to come back all the way up because I feel like my chair's been messed with. Wonder who that could be. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. I don't think he messed with my chair. I think it was just me. But welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. You guys know I love to say welcome as many times as I can. Whose birthday? Catherine's birthday? Is it? Where is she? Crime Kitty, hello. She's probably not even with us. She's probably doing something fun, huh? Hey, Casey. Hey, Dawn. Hey, Kathy. Welcome in. It's good to see everybody. Hey, Kitsy Cats. You guys want to hear a funny story? Hey, Christy Nelson. Welcome in. How are you doing, Christy? Hopefully you're having a great day. Hey, Dion. So my funny story is, I was in the car today, and this is the first time that I've taken out my new phone out of the house. I haven't even touched it until yesterday. Last night was the first time I even touched the phone. I've been scared of it. I don't know. I'm like, I don't know. It doesn't have the case that I usually keep on my phone. I normally keep like a certain case on it, and it's a loopy case and it has a loop at the bottom so you can hold it a certain way. But it does get in the way when you go to like put it on your car. Like if you're in your car, you have that little thing you can, like, if you buy one, you can put your phone into it, like hold it. Well, I did that today. I took this thing because Vincent got me this case. I took this part off because it's just magnetic, and I'm rolling down the street, hanging out. So I get to where I'm at, and all of a sudden my phone just fell from the stand right onto like where the gear shift is. And I was like, oh, that's probably fine. Didn't think about it. I looked at my phone, and there was a big crack, and I was like, oh gosh, I already did it. So we had a screen protector on it. Thank goodness, because I'm bad with that. But I thought it actually went through the screen protector because it was so deep, but it didn't. I got lucky. I came home and I was like, I'm so sorry. I was like, I'm so sorry. I was like, you cannot trust me with anything. So hopefully you're not having a day like I had, because then I burnt my mouse too that I used. So I had to take Vincent's cover. But see, mine's like normally gray. I had to take his black cover. I burn it with the heating iron. I'm like, whoopsie. She did. I believe she only spoke to Brian. Yeah. I actually listened to it a little bit ago. Hey, Lise, by the way. Hey, Laura. Number 7 on the like. Thank you. And if you guys don't mind, hit that like button for me. Hey, Lenora. And if I haven't got to you at your name yet, I'm coming down the list. If I forget you, I'm sorry. Hey, Pete. Hey, hola, baby girl. Just say, hey, you forgot me. Hey, Deborah. Welcome in. Hey, Brandywine. How you doing? It's been a while. Hopefully you're doing great. We love Brandywine around here. Also, while we're talking about, there's just reminded me to tell you guys something about another case. So did she come in here? Hold on. Go back up. Did I miss her? No. Okay, I thought I did. I'm like, wait a minute. We are going to do a live tomorrow afternoon sometime, and we're going to cover Kata Scott. There's more developments in that case. I listened to an hour press conference that they put out today, and they were given some stuff. They were given some information, and I like that. They are keeping a lot of it, close to the investigation. They don't want us to know everything, obviously, because it sounded like they might be arresting more than one person, but I'm not sure. So we'll see. Yeah, happy birthday, Catherine. I'm like, where is she? Hey, Aries. Did I miss anybody? Hey, Christy. How you doing? Okay. I think I already said hi to Christy. That's okay. I'll say hello again. I'm getting to the bottom, I think. Hey, Space Junkie. It's good to see ya. Hey, Ashley Higgins. And I just got your text. I didn't even get it through my phone. I got it through my email. I saw it. I was looking in my email a minute ago. Thank you for letting me know. I do have whatever. That's what I was going to go over tonight. Hey, Candy. We probably literally saw it at the same time too. That's the funny thing. Oh, Kathy. Oh man. That's not what I had. So I had the 13 Pro Max, and that little phone it looks like brand new. I mean, it's good. We're going to sell it, I guess. I don't know. I was like, I can't keep it, but we can get a good amount of money out of it. So I was like, sell it. Just wipe my information and sell it. But no, I got this new phone, and it has like nice cameras. It's really nice. It's super nice. I don't even want to touch it. It's so nice. I'm sure. I mean, now that I already dropped it, right? It should be fine. The only thing is just Loopy needs to sponsor me. I swear, they need to sponsor me. They need to. If you ever are on Loopy's website, just write them and say, sponsor her. She always talks about you. But the Loopy is like down here on like the Loopy case. So it's just in a different spot. Like this wouldn't be bad if it wasn't like so high. It's just the way where it's positioned. And I'm not used to it. That's all. So, but I'm not complaining. I had a great birthday, got a great gift. I could do pre-recorded videos. Well, I mean, I could do them anyway with my other phone, but now I'm like, this one, I'm excited to do those. So be prepared for that. I was going to make a video for you guys today and tell you about it, but after I did the video, there's no volume. So, okay, we'll get into tonight's live. We're at the 10-minute mark. I try to make it to around the 10-minute mark if you're not aware of the channel, because then we can say more of what we want to say. I hate being censored so much. Some of the stuff, we censor, but there's some stuff you just don't, you have to say. It's just, that's just part of it. So, and if I don't forget at the end of the live, remind me, we'll go over to Alivea Goncalves's TikTok. She did one today, or it might have been last night. And it was either last night or today. She did one, and she tells a story about Kaylee, and I thought it was very, very cute. So we'll listen to that at the end. So last night we were going over some of the documents. Well, one of the documents that came out, it was like 28 pages long, and it's the state's exhibit list for trial. The trial, that we will never be able to see that one. I mean, he's in prison, so who cares? I mean, about, him anywho. But they did release a lot of stuff in that state's exhibit list. So I thought we would go through parts 2 and 3. So series 2 is what it's called, and it's audio and video evidence. Series 3 is documents, maps, and presentations. And then we'll save the last one, and it is like, I forget what it is now, but when we get to, I'll remember. It's the evidence. That's what it is. The evidence that the state was going to present. So we'll go over that on our next live. But yeah. And hey, Ducky. I love that name so much. Get to the ducking point. It's such a good name. Let's go. Are we? Oh, I have to go back up a little bit. Okay. So last night we went over the wounds to the victims. I'm going to do, it's going to take me a few days, so just give me a few days, but to prepare this. But I want to try to do some sort of presentation for you guys where it shows exactly where the injuries were on like a fake person, like a drawing, obviously a drawing. That way, I'm more of a visual person. I figure you guys are too. And then that way we could read through them and you'll know exactly where the injuries occurred. Because I think that'll help a lot of people. Oh, thank you, Brandywine. Miss you too. Thank you for stopping in. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us tonight. Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you so much. So we'll pull up those documents. We'll start with series 2, audio, video, and then we'll go from there. Also, I may be on another channel doing a little live about it's a secret. It's a secret live, but it's with a really good creator, and I think you'll like it. And when we get it all set up, I'll let you guys know. But it'll be probably over there on her channel. So, hey, Maga Mama. Hey, Tony. Perfect timing. Perfect timing. Everyone's like, we know when to come in. We know she talks for a minute. So if you guys don't mind, take a second, hit the like button for me. We always ask you to do that. And what else? I think that's it. Just hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. That'd be great. I am going to do one of those stupid polls. Like, did you hit the like button? I am. So then I don't have to bother you guys because I mean, I don't really usually ask. I always forget. I used to be really good at that. Okay. So I do have these kind of color coordinated in a way. I have them like yellow, more the court documents or the house. And then I did the corner club. Like I did the places that the victims were in pink. And then we'll go down from there. And then of course I did each individual victim by a different color. So I did Ethan in blue, Kaylee I did in purple, Maddie I did in pink, and Xana I did in green. I only have 5 colors to work with. So that's what we had to work with. I'm just going to read through them. And if you guys hear anything and you're like, wait a minute, that sounds crazy, let me know. Let me move the chat over here so I can see y'all. That would probably be better so I can see you. There we go. Okay. Awesome. Even better. and then we'll get to the interview. So the 911 call, 4 minutes, 8 seconds. Mitch Noon's body worn camera. And some of this stuff we have gotten already. Sorry, like all of the body cam, we've gotten these. Eric Warner, body camera worn on 11/13/22, 11:58 a.m. to 12:06 p.m. Maybe this isn't, I mean, maybe they did cut this out. Shane Gunderson, body worn camera on 11/13 from 12:30 to 12:31 p.m. Ryan Snyder, body worn camera on 11/13/22 at 11:10 p.m. Then we've got the Corner Club business record affidavit. Corner Club video, camera 1 on 11/12/2022 at 10:20 to 10:47 p.m. Camera 3, 10:20 to 10:21 p.m. Camera 1, 10:47 to 11:36 p.m. Camera 1, 11:36 to 12:26 a.m. Camera 1, 12:26 a.m. to 1:15 a.m. And then camera 1 again, 1:15 to 1:38. Camera 3, 1:34 to 1:37. So that's a lot more than we got so far. What was it? A minute, 21 seconds, I think that clip was that I showed you guys of Maddie and Kaylee in the Corner Club. So there's a lot more. The Cafe Aristia business record affidavit, and then the video on 11/13 at 1:40 a.m. The Bagel Shop business record affidavit, Bagel Shop video, 11:41 to 11:52. And I put those in yellow because I wasn't sure. I think those are for the victims when they were walking, but I wasn't 100% sure. So I just put them in yellow. If you guys know, let me know. Yeah, make sure you're in all messages. Okay. Then we have the Grub Truck business record affidavit, Grub Truck video on 11/13/2022, no timestamp and redacted. Okay. 11/22 King Road. They have 2 pre-search videos on 11/13. They have part 1 and part 2. The Latah County Sheriff's Office public record affidavit. Darren Duke body worn camera on 8/21/22, no timestamp, audio redacted per order. And then the blue is going to be Brian Koberger as well. So Washington DMV public record affidavit, Washington DMV video on 11/18/2022. Isn't his birthday on that 12? What is it? Or wait, 11/21. I don't, but I mean, the kid had to get, I will say that he had to get new license plates because he lived there for more than 30 days. He was already late. The timing of it all probably has to do with him murdering 4 kids, but college kids, but you know, and I call them kids. I know I should call them young adults. They are young adults. So then they got him on the Floyd's Cannabis business record affidavit, Floyd's Cannabis video, camera 1 and camera 2. So they have them at 3:02:19 and then at 3:02:12. Oh, those are backwards, but okay, 18 seconds each. Then coming into 787 Indian Hills video. So that's Indian Hills Drive, 755 Indian Hills. The timestamps on these are 3:25 and then 3:26:23 to 3:26:42. Sunset Martin Moscow video. They have a couple of those. They have for 3:28 a.m. And then they have it again, same date, but at 9:13 a.m. 1125 Ridge Road, camera 2, 3:29 a.m. They have camera 2, camera 1, and then they have it at 3:29 a.m. and then they have it again at 4:01 a.m. Linda Lane business record affidavit, Linda Lane video dumpster. I'm assuming that's the one where it's like the circle, maybe. I don't know. I'm assuming that's the one. 3:29 a.m. No end for that one. And then King Road video on 11/13 from 3:30 to 3:04. And then 4:04 to 4:30 a.m. Linda Lane business record affidavit again. And this is the parking lot. 3:30 to 3:31. Okay, so per the cops, right? This is like, and the investigators and the prosecution, these are the relevant times that they were going to use the Linda Lane footage for. So everybody keep those ears perked up. Okay, so they wanted it from 3:30 to 3:31, 3:39, 3:57, 4:05 to 4:06, and 4:07. I feel vindicated. Okay, and then they want Paradise Drive video. They want it from the shop at 3:35 a.m., the front door, 3:35 a.m., the shop again at 3:43 a.m., the shop again at 3:48 a.m., E&S business record, 5:26 a.m. to 5:27, Sunset Martin Pullman business record affidavit, Sunset Martin Pullman video, channel 14. Oh no. Okay. South on 1113, and then the same channel 14. So they're both the same. Sorry, I was reading the chat. What'd you get, Ashley? What? Oh gosh. It's a possum. Oh my gosh, she's going as a possum. That's so cute. That's so funny. Oh my goodness. Okay. I keep forgetting Halloween's coming up. If you're dressing up, put it in the chat what you're dressing up as. Maybe I should dress up. I haven't dressed up since I was like a kid. So then they have, I have it in purple, WSU public record affidavit. So this is the cameras that he was seen on. So they want the Stadium Way at Nevada East, camera 2 at 5:27 a.m. They want the Southeast Nevada West, camera 3, Stadium Way, Nevada South, camera 4 at 5:27, and then Nevada North, camera 1 at 5:27. So then they want Northeast Stadium Way at Grimes South, North and at 5:28, Northeast Stadium Way at Wilson Road South at 5:27 to 5:28, and then Stadium Way at Cougar Way North at 5:29 a.m. Costco business record affidavit, Costco in Clarkston video, entry roll up. I don't know what that means. Costco in Clarkston video, gas hut. Did he get gas at the Costco? On 1113. You can't get gas at Costco unless you're a member, right? Yeah, because you have to scan your card. Never mind. Maybe he went there to get that coffee that he so desperately needed. Or not, he went to Albertsons to get that, but I don't know. I don't know what the gas hut, maybe it's just the video. So it's just the video. This is video, but I guess he didn't really have to stop. He could have just been rolling on by. But the U.S. Chef Store business record affidavit, I don't know why I put that in pink. U.S. Chef Store in Clarkston video, Albertsons business record, Albertsons in Clarkston video, parking lot west, then they want the east, exit east, and then parking lot east. They want the times from 12:58 to 1:04 p.m. Now, okay, so this, I don't know if this is who I'm thinking. I don't know if this is like a William Maynard. Does anyone know who that is? Because I swear that do you remember when, and this guy was legit. He came out at the end after Brian took a plea deal. He came out like a few days later and he was sitting in like a recliner and he had glasses, sandy blonde hair, I want to say. And his name, I believe, was Christian Maynard. And I thought he said like he knew Brian from high school. He was a super nice guy. Like, I mean, this guy was like one of those people you like knew he wasn't lying about stuff. Like, he just like the kid didn't have like a mean bone in his body. He ended up reaching out to me in my comment section like a month or so ago, and was like, "Oh, you played my video." And like, and I was like, "Yeah, if you ever like," he said that there was a lot of people that knew Brian that they wanted to talk, but they were scared to talk. And I told him to email me if they decided they wanted to talk, like this would be a safe place for them to do it. But it says, so I'm wondering if this is the same, like if they're related. That's what I'm trying to say, because it says William Maynard, video of trash pull. So this could be like an investigator, or this could be someone's house, right? It says video from trash pull from 119 Lambsden on 11/27/22 at 8:32 a.m. They did a trash pull that early in the morning. That's ballsy. People are usually up like and doing their morning stuff, right? Look out the window and you see officers grabbing your trash, or you see just random people grabbing your trash. So then we have this, and I would love to have this. Amanda Koberger interview. Audio, 1 hour, 6 minutes, 15 seconds. Show us the interview. I want to see it. I want to see it so bad. This is probably the one thing that I definitely need to see is the interview with the sister or the transcript. I'm not picky. I'll read the transcript out. Either one. So now we're going to series 3, documents, maps, presentations. Sorry, I didn't mean to cough on the mic there. Hey, Rhonda. Yeah, he didn't have a membership. They told him to get out of there. Costco's hardcore about that. I was saying that whenever we were watching it, we have memberships for Costco and we have one for Sam's Club. And when you go into Sam's Club, like when I walk into Sam's, I didn't even have my card last time. I was like, my phone better like have this card on here, because I forgot I switched wallets. And so if you just walk in, this guy, he's in a wheelchair. He's super, super nice. He's always just like, hello. Like, I think he knows me, you know what I mean? So and I'm just like, if you walk in like you own the place, like you know what you're doing, they don't usually stop you where we live. Costco, on the other hand, they will stop you. You have to scan your card. Got to get like frisked. You got to give them your firstborn. I'm just kidding. Not like really that bad. But no, you do have to scan your card and I think show it to somebody. So like they are pretty hardcore about who goes in there. But Costco is pretty nice. So then we have series 3, like I said, 911 call transcript. So these are going to be more of like, I think, some of the transcripts and not the actual calls. Map the state of Idaho. Okay. Map Pullman, Moscow, Lewiston, Clarkston, all of Koberger's favorite places to go. Map, these are going to be all maps. So they want a map of Pullman and Moscow. Moscow highlighted. Moscow. They want 1122 King Road area and Taylor. 1122 King Road area. Lewiston and Clarkston. Pullman. And then it goes down here, and this I put into, pink for if they were related to the girls, except for Jack. So Dylan Mortensen phone record summary for 11/13 from 2:10 to 1:04 p.m. the next, the following day. Bethany Funk record or phone record summary. Bethany Funk text message summary. Then they want Jack DeCour's phone record summary on 11/13, 2022 from 2:26 to 2:53 a.m. Probably wondering if he answered any of the phone calls, they could check that. Jack DeCour text message summary, 11/13 at 2:15 a.m. Corner Club business record affidavit for financial records. Corner Club receipt for Madison Mogan on 11/12, and it was signed at 10:23 p.m. Corner Club receipt for Maddie Mogan on 11/12, signed at 11:27 p.m. So she must have, maybe signed out, like cashed out, and then decided maybe she wanted another drink. And she, that's why she has 2 receipts. So then we have a Corner Club receipt for Kaylee Goncalves on 11/13 at 12:21 a.m. And then it says just the same thing, receipt for Kaylee, and it's signed, the signed receipt. Now they want the Grub Truck business record affidavit, Grub Truck receipt for Kaylee Goncalves on 11/13/2022, because remember, she bought the food. Death certificate, and it's for Madison Mogan. It says pending official certified death certificate. Not sure what that means. If any of y'all know, let me know. I mean, they should have had a certified death certificate. So I don't know what that means. A pending official certified death certificate. But then we have one for Kaylee in purple, Ethan in blue, and Xana, they're in green. Autopsy reports for Maddie, Kaylee, Ethan, and Xana. They want the NMS lab toxicology reports dated 11/30/22 for Maddie Mogan. What happened to my studio? That's weird. You guys are still here. That's so weird. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Like, my YouTube studio just went out. Are you kidding me? Oh, I thought it was going to make me sign back in. Because that didn't look familiar. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we're still here. We're still rocking. Just got to pull you guys back up. I don't know what happened there. That was weird. That was so weird. Okay. We're back. Really, Kathy? We were thinking about going to a haunted house, but I was surprised Vincent wanted to go. Now we're going to have to go to one. It should be fun because I'm a ball of nerves. He's like, yeah, you like hold on to me. And I'm like, I'd hold on to you anyway. Boo thing. So we have the NMS labs. So it's the toxicology reports for the victims. They're dated all different dates except for Xana and Ethan. So they have Maddie, they got her report back, it looks like 11/30. And then Kaylee's didn't come back until 12/12. And then Ethan and Xana's came back 12/5. So it was Maddie's, then Ethan and Xana's, and then Kaylee's came in last. They want the DoorDash business records. They want DoorDash record of delivery to the 1122 King Road house. They want the make and model charts for vehicle identification, the vehicle movement PowerPoint. They want the LCSO business record affidavit with citation from 8/21/22. LCSO citation for Brian Koberger on 8/21/22. Washington Certified Department of Licensing title documents for Brian Koberger. Washington Certified Driver's License report for Brian Koberger. Now we have some WSU stuff here. WSU declaration for Brian Koberger, graduate school records. Yeah, well, graduate school application, 24 pages. Wow. Offer letter to Brian Koberger, 2 pages. Assistantship description, 3 pages. I would love to see that. I'd love to see what the description is so we could compare it to what he actually did. Not much. Financial support agreement, admission certificate, Brian Koberger transcript, fall 2022, 1 page. AT&T certificate of authenticity for 11/12/22 to 11/13/22. AT&T records Brian Koberger for 11/12 to 11/13. And then they want AT&T certificate of authenticity for 6/23/22 to 12/23/22. And then AT&T records for Brian Koberger from June 23rd, 22 to 12/23/22. Oh, we got some more. AT&T affidavit regarding time in advance records for 11/12/22 to 11/13. And then they want the AT&T affidavit regarding timing advance records for 6/23 to 12/23. Or these are the ones that they were going to give out. We have a lot of stuff to go through still in this case. I mean, I'm fine with that. I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm just buckle up. AT&T certificate of authenticity for, I put this in pink because I think maybe these are Maddie and Xana's phone numbers, but I'm not sure. I'm not completely sure. But it just says they're both 208 numbers. And then it's because it says AT&T records Maddie Mogan 8/1 to 11/16. And then AT&T records for Xana Kernodle from 8/1 to 11/16. So I'm assuming that they're those are two numbers are Maddie and Xana, since we're in AT&T right now and their names are the only ones there. So we've got the cast PowerPoint summary from Balance. I'd like to see that too. Indian Mountain Lakes, that's where Brian Koberger lived. They want the business record affidavit video, and they want gate activity records. They want the Strava record affidavit, and Strava's the app, the running app that Brian Koberger used. When I was on that app, looking at him, like looking at his profile for this case, he had only had one run, I thought, on that app that he had like recorded. But on here, it looks like he maybe did 2 runs, because it says Strava records, Route 1 and Route 2. Unless, I mean, I don't know if he did like going somewhere and then coming back, if that would be one route, 1 and 2. We'll have to see. So then a couple for his house, his parents' house, of course. 119 Lambsden, diagram of residence, exterior first floor basement. And then they want a diagram of residence, room K. So I'm assuming that that's his room. Amazon certificate of business record, purchase records. They want the subscription and order history records from 1/5/22 to 12/13/22. Amazon certificate of business record. They want the subscription, the click activity, the sign in history. Ada County Jail business record affidavit. Ada County Jail record, dietary request. I'd like to see that too. DeSale CJ 361 final, crime scene scenario, 12 pages. Palouse Mall certificate of business records. Palouse Mall records, hours of operation. Target business record affidavit. Target record, hours of operation, 2 pages. We leave Target out of this. Marshals, they want the hours of operation, Pennsylvania State Employees Credit Union business record, and then the PSECU, I'm assuming that's Pennsylvania State Employer, Credit Union for Brian Koberger from 1/1/22 to 8/1/22, 52 pages. They want it for 9/1/22 to 12/31/22. 25 pages. Washington Trust Bank business record affidavit. WTB records from 9/19 to 12/15/22. 18 pages. 18 pages. Forest Stacks Incorporated. DBAcrypto.com business record affidavit. You don't do crypto, do you, Koberger? Thank you, Maga Mama. Thank you so much. So nice of you. Thank you. Thank you for the super sticker. Trying to hit the little thumbs up, but it wouldn't let me. Well, I hit the heart anyways. It's good to have you back. The flashing lights aren't too bad for me, Lenore. It's the people that jump out and scare you and grab you. I should take a GoPro and go into a haunted house. You guys would love that. It would be, that probably would go viral, because I don't do well with people grabbing. I don't do well with, I just get so scared I'd probably cry. So apparently, little crypto here, little crypto there, little crypto here, there, everywhere. But they want the transaction records on Excel, account information and conversations. I don't know. I'm gonna have to ask Vincent about that. How hard would that be to get? So Dick's Sporting Goods business record affidavit. Dick's Sporting Good records. We know what he got there. Marshall's business records, September through November. And then PNC Bank business record affidavit, PNC records. Why are there so many banks? They all got like 15 banks each. They want them from 12/13 to 8/12/22. Synchrony PayPal business records affidavit. There was a couple of these, so I didn't put these under any. I just put them under like yellow. But I'm assuming that they might be for. Well, no, they might not be for Koberger. They might be for a couple people, because it says PayPal records for account ending in 9717 from 8/15/22 to 12/12/22. That could be one of the girls. Synchrony PayPal business record affidavit. They want the account ending in 3630 from 10/12/22 to 2/9/23. Target business record, Target receipts, 52 pages. Okay, who's going to Target like me? If I got in trouble and they asked for my Target receipts, so anything but my Target receipts. Under Armour business records, purchase history. So they want to know that. Venmo business record affidavit, funding source record for Venmo, Venmo records, Walmart business record affidavit. They want Walmart records, purchase history, Pullman and East Stroudsburg. So that's from 1/6 to 12/8/22. They want the purchase history, Reno and Moscow. They want that from 5/28/22 to 9/24/22. So this would have to be for Koberger. Financial transaction summary, Douglas. Amazon purchase summary PDF, bloodstain pattern analysis PowerPoint, Amanda Koberger interview transcript. I'll take it. If we can't have the video, just give us the transcript. I'll take the transcript. It's fine. It's fine. I'll read it to you all. Hey, Crystal. And it'll be fine. It'll be a good old time. Maybe we can even bring someone else up here to be the cop, and I could be Amanda. It would be a good read, though. Hey, Betsy. I can't do cop cars behind me. It makes my stomach sink. I'm like, I'm getting in trouble. What I do? I ain't gonna lie. The person that's like never been in trouble, but I always feel like I'm going to be in trouble. Forensic DNA report. They want items 1 through 3, or this is what they're going to give. Forensic biology report, forensic examination, admin review checklist, forensic latent print examination, examination review checklist for report 2, field services report, JS fingerprint exemplars. Jack Showalter? Could be. I don't know. Could be. JS fingerprint exemplars. Forensic DNA report, forensic biology report, and it just gives off the items. Forensic DNA report, forensic examination admin review checklist for report 4, forensic latent print examination, and it's for reports 4 and 5. It has items on each. Forensic DNA reports, forensic examination review checklist, biology report, 2 biology reports, 1 for report 9, 1 for report 8. And then they have a latent print examination report 10. They have a latent print examination report 12. DNA report 13. Biology report, another for report 14 and report 16. A DNA report for 17. Examination admin review checklist for report 17. Controlled substance analysis report 18, item 17. Okay, so latent print examination report, examination admin review checklist, DNA report, biology report. I bet you these are for like maybe each victim because there's so many. Examination admin review, latent print examination, DNA report 26, latent print examination, biology report 28, biology report 29, latent print examination report 30, examination admin review checklist for report 30, DNA report 31, examination admin review checklist for report 32, biology report 33, forensic DNA report 34, biology report 35, DNA report 36, field services report 37, Dylan Mortensen fingerprint exemplars, So I'm gonna say that's Jack Showalter. I'm gonna go with that. What do you guys think? Maybe. And then because they have forensic field services report Hunter Johnson fingerprint exemplars. And then they have a latent print examination report 40 and examination report 41. So yeah. Okay, we're gonna go through the physical evidence tomorrow. I don't think it's that long, but maybe it is a little long. It's not that long, but yeah, we'll go through that tomorrow, or the next day, because I do want to do that Kay to Scott. I want you guys to listen to that tomorrow too. So, okay. Now, I was watching this. I watched almost all of it. What? Oh, okay. I thought like I was commenting on this video and I'm like, what am I doing? Okay. So, I'm sure everybody in you guys may have seen this already because 80,000 people have seen it and it's only been 9 hours. So it could be a lot of people are watching. Okay. We do love Brian Enton around here though. I will say that. He is the best. He's got I don't know. I do like Brian Enton. He seems like he has some integrity and he gets good interviews. And I think that all the Idaho videos or all the Idaho interviews that he like that they want to give him, he should take because he's been there since the beginning. He was there in that cold snow with his little Patagonia jacket on, looking like he was going to freeze to death. He's from Florida, poor guy. You know, I mean, they dumped a bunch of snow in Idaho when he was there. So he's news daddy. Yeah. I mean, he's the one to trust, you know? And I do like it that he has his own YouTube channel. Some of them I'm not too sure about. Like some of the people that come from like mainstream media and they come to YouTube because I feel like, you know, he's stepping on our toes a little bit. But I do like Brian Enton. Come over anytime, Brian Enton. Let me interview you about your job. Okay. So we'll go ahead and play this. It's about 38 minutes and 38 seconds long. And Alivea comes on like pretty much right whenever he starts talking. So
so much for checking out my
don't
show.
forget
I
to hit
really
the like.
appreciate it. Please click to subscribe. I just finished a long conversation with Alivea Goncalves. She, of course, is Kaylee Goncalves' sister. Kaylee Goncalves is one of the victims from the Idaho murders. And I wanted to talk to Alivea because I knew that she just recently had a meeting with prosecutors from her sister's case and also police trying to find out information about exactly what happened. She wanted to know pretty much everything. And so in this conversation, I talked to Alivea about that meeting, what that was like for her. You can imagine how emotional it was, and also just how she's doing right now. I mean, I've always had such respect for her and for her parents. I've known them since the beginning of this whole nightmare for them. So I want to share this conversation with you, and I want you guys to hear what Alivea had to say.
Alivea, it's good to see you as always. Thank you for talking with me. I really appreciate it. I think a lot of people want to know how you're doing. A lot of people haven't really heard from you since right after the sentencing and your just really impactful victim impact statement, which it's almost been 3 months now. So I just wanted to start off asking sort of like how you're doing.
Yeah, it's always good to see you too. I think it's hard every single year when the seasons start changing and it starts getting colder. It's like your body remembers. So the seasons changing is hard. Then the daylight savings is really, really hard. And then kind of inching up to that date. And it was just a really, really heavy year and kind of took a lot emotionally from us because it was a lot of preparatory work to get to trial. Just for it to go to plea deal so quickly. And then everything after that just happened, so fast. So there's a little bit of a whiplash aspect. And then just a lot of, almost the come down from this, emotional hardening I almost had to do to kind of prepare myself for trial. But overall, we're doing okay. We've taken some next steps. Kaylee and Maddie are in their forever urns now, which was a huge step that we hadn't been able to do before.
I just wanted to let you guys know they are in their forever urns. They're very beautiful. I could pull up a picture of them. I think that I saw them on the parents' Facebook page. But they're, I think, like purple and pink, maybe like a combination. And there's two of them, and they didn't mix them. They didn't take the girls, and mix their ashes. They were both, they rode shotgun home with the seatbelt on them and those black boxes that I hate. I hate those things. I don't know. They give them to everybody. The same box. But their little cremations were in there. And then they put, they got 4 urns, so 4 total. So they got, one for Maddie's mom. So Maddie's mom has a Kaylee and Maddie urn, as well as Kaylee's parents have one for them. So I think that's really sweet. Keep them together, in death as they would want it.
And we're finally able to kind of try to get some of those answers that we've been craving and put together, this picture, this story in our minds, and hopefully, be able to make some sense of what happened, because we were locked out of that information for so long.
Yeah, and I had dinner with your parents the other night when I was in Idaho, and they mentioned to me, "Oh, Alivea is going to meet with the prosecutor." And I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And they were like, "Yeah, she's going by herself." I'm like, "She's going by herself? Like that's so intense." So I know you flew to Idaho. I mean, what was that like?
Yeah, so that was October 6th, and I love my parents, but I am an adult too, and it's difficult for me to kind of be a grieving sister in the room with them, because I let their grief overshadow mine. Right? They're grieving parents. They lost a daughter. I hope to God I never know what that feels like. But sometimes it makes it difficult for me to find a place in the room. So it was important for me to be able to, kind of be able to dictate and to get answers that, I'm really looking for, not help my dad or help my mom, or play this like weird median that I would often play in these prosecutor meetings. So I met with members of the prosecution team and a member of the Moscow Police Department who was an investigator, as well as the Idaho State Police, an investigator from the Idaho State Police.
And so you just went by yourself?
Yeah, sorry, I'm shaking. I went by myself. I had my attorney there. She's a local Utah attorney, and who was just kind of helping me with the documents as they're coming out, to be able to make sure that we all get those. But yeah, it was a really traumatizing meeting. But it was a necessary step for me to be able to basically be hurt behind closed doors, so that I could manage my expectations going forward. I'm not sure if I totally answered you there. I'm sorry.
No, you did. So is it just, I'm just trying to like, I guess, visualize it. Do you just go into like a conference room and it's you and then Bill Thompson and Idaho State Police just all sitting there basically?
Yeah. So it was a conference room at the Idaho State Police District 2 quarters in Lewiston, Idaho. I drove down early in the morning from my parents' house in Rathdrum, Idaho. And there's, me on one side of the table and them on the other. And I really wanted it to be an open-ended conversation where the investigators were kind of able to provide me how it kind of unfolded for them, because I've never really gotten their opinions. I've never really heard their thoughts on it. I've never, really humanized them in a way to understand what it looked like for them, because this was their life day in and day out for 7 weeks, and then after it was nice to hear that real human aspect of them, and kind of what it looked like from the inside out, because I had only had the perspective of being on the outside.
Were you able to get any of your questions answered?
Yeah. A lot of the questions that I had were answered. doesn't mean that more won't come up as more comes out, but I was very satisfied at the end of the meeting with, I mean, as satisfied as you can be. You know, we're not talking about, you know, a recipe here. At the end of the day, it's still murder, and it's still the death of, you know, my sister. So there's not really positivity there. And I don't even want to say that there's closure, but I do think that it helped me immensely to be able to have these pieces put together for me to help me make sense and understand what happened in my head.
Were they able to tell you any more about, I guess like one of the questions I've always just still had and still think about is like motive and why those kids, why that house? Like, were there any, I don't want to say theories, but did they have any more insight into that?
So not necessarily, and maybe it's because the why has never, it's never kept me up at night. I've never cared about the why. So that wasn't really something that I pushed them for. I will say, when you look at the cast data and the 23 different occasions that he was at the house, they don't all line up with just one person. So it's not like he was only ever there when, you know, Kaylee was. They're very random and they're very sporadic, which to me made more sense, because I was always confused when they said someone was targeted, then maybe the house was targeted, then no, someone was targeted. And it almost made more sense to me knowing this, thinking maybe it really was the location, right? Maybe it really was more of a non-specific that became a specific because we know that he went directly to the third floor. But maybe it was more so just, you know, a vantage point looking out, you know, inside from the out that he found particularly interesting or something. But again, that why has never, it's never bothered me. For me, I've always known that the why would never make sense.
So what were you hoping to get out of the meeting, I guess? Like, was there something specific?
Yeah, so there was a couple things. I wanted to take a look at the complete surveillance footage that was put together that showed his movements from, you know, a little after 3 a.m. to, you know, 4:20, 4:30. And that's extremely comprehensive. When you see that as a full picture of the car being here, then here, then here, you know, tracking those movements. I wanted to see the cast report and these 23 different occasions. You know, when did they start? When did they stop? You know, are we talking about, you know, he was outside for 4 minutes, or are we talking about he was outside for 4 hours? And then something that really was something that was difficult for me to process was the thought of the crime scene photos leaking. So we know that there is a leak somewhere. I think it's still currently being investigated. And I basically left it up to them. And I told them, you know, if you're confident that these photos are safe, I don't need to see anything. But if you think that there's a chance that they will leak, let me hurt myself with them right here, right now.
I wouldn't trust that I wouldn't trust it. I would have just been like, let me see what I need to see now, because that's what she's going to say. You know, she just, you know, let her go through it now so she doesn't see it on the internet, is basically what she's saying, right? Or before anybody else gets their hands on them, she wants to at least see them first. But I mean, Bill didn't even he didn't even make, you know, 163-214 do anything. So I wouldn't trust. And if there is a leak, who knows if it's in the prosecution or if it's in the defense? I just hope I hope they don't get leaked. If they come out, which they're not supposed to, they're supposed to be all redacted, at least of the bodies, and the blood around the bodies at least is supposed to be redacted. But if they did get leaked, I mean, that would be so bad.
So that I can, you know, continue to function because it's really, really difficult for me, particularly, to live and maneuver in a world when I know that there's information out there that could hurt me that I just don't have access to. So those were my three main pieces of information that I was wanting to look at.
So what did they say to you when you said, if you think there's a chance that these photos would leak, I want to see them? Like, what did they say?
I don't think that with certainty they could say that they wouldn't leak. So ultimately I did wind up viewing one photo of the scene of Maddie's bedroom. Maddie was completely redacted. They offered more, but I truly didn't need to see more than the one. And it was ultimately Bill Thompson who provided that piece of saying that he couldn't guarantee that they wouldn't leak, because he's not sure exactly who from the defense's side had access to them. So if he was the only one and his team, he would have been very, very confident that they'd never get out. But that unknown made him hesitant to, have the confidence that they wouldn't, leak eventually. Not that I think he's saying that they will leak. I think just in an overabundance of caution, especially considering I was there in that moment, ready, had prepared myself to see this. So yeah.
I guess I'm just keep thinking about you like alone there. I'm so used to seeing you with your family. But I know there's certain things, I can't relate to this in any way. Like I can't even imagine, but there are like certain things in life I feel like you just want to do alone. Like that you need to process alone just as like a single human being. You know what I mean? Like, was it like that kind of a thing?
Yeah. And my mom and dad won't even look at the photos that the city of Moscow released, months ago, that batch of 182. So we are just very, very different in that aspect where I kind of play this role with my mom mainly, where I can take the information and I can process it. And then she gets to come to me and just kind of pick what she wants to hear about. And so in that capacity, I guess I kind of need to have that information to be able to help, my mom or my sisters or my, brother or anything if they ever need it. Like my understanding of the full picture as completely as I could make it. And I guess that I'd rather be the one that is hurt by it so that I can, spare them from that while still being like a source of truth about it. I'm never going to lead them astray but just be able to give specific details that they want to hear about and nothing more, nothing less.
What was it like with Bill Thompson? Just because I know, you've obviously been frustrated with the prosecution in the past and we're not pleased with the way things sort of ended with the plea deal. What was it like, sitting at a table with him?
I have no bad blood with Bill Thompson. I do truly think that he did his best. And I think in his heart, he thought what he was doing was the most good for the most amount of people who were affected by this. I think he knew that it would hurt us to take a plea deal, but I think that he deemed that unnecessary evil in order to provide good for, a lot of people who are affected by this. We can't just think about the families of the four. We're also talking about, witnesses. We're also talking about, court staff, jurors. We're changing jurors' lives by having to show them this information. So I truly think that he did what he thought was best. It wasn't good enough for us, but I'm not really sure that anything would have ever been good enough for us without getting him back. So he was fairly quiet, but it wasn't awkward or anything. I think that he has eventually come around to terms to kind of respect that, we might just kind of be abrasive, but we're not heartless, we're not mean. And, I wasn't there to pick a fight by any means.
They just wanted to know what happened to their loved ones. Not only did they have her sister, Kaylee, but they had her other sister pretty much, Maddie. I mean, they grew up together. So I can't even imagine what their families were. I mean, all the families were going through, but especially Maddie and Kaylee's families, with them just being so close and growing up together and just losing them both. You got to tell your family about it. You got to tell, I mean, it's heartbreaking, Hey, Lee, welcome in.
So when you left, like, what did that feel like?
So initially it felt, I felt a little bit of relief, I think, just because it was done and it had kind of been something that I had, once again, mentally prepared for, right? And then you get to the other side of it and now, it's done and it's over and you're excited to move on to, the next, okay? Forward movement, but fairly quickly, after this one, in the next, day or two, you're really, really just hit with the weight and the gravity. And you're left with, me personally, I was left with more questions that I know don't have answers. Like, for example, why? And not why in the motive sense, but what? What were you even thinking? And I know that sounds so small, but they're, again, very specific questions that I know don't have answers. And, I'm kind of sitting here 10 days later, still greatly struggling with, the full weight of what Kaylee, just Kaylee, I didn't see anyone else, but just Kaylee had to go through.
Yeah, and I think just from what I know of you, you're just always searching for answers. You don't really give up. You're just you keep going. You know what I mean? Your dad is like that too. So maybe finding out that you're never going to get certain answers, I would imagine that must have been hard,
Yeah, it's definitely hard. Especially when I am a very answer-based person, right? I have this question, 99% of the time I can get the answer. It might take some work, but I can get there. It's difficult knowing that there's a lot of really, really painful unknowns, and you either have to let them go, which I'm never going to do, or you have to keep digging for more information until my brain can process, or create an inference to be able to answer those questions for me.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of the questions, I think, the killer is the only one who knows. Would you ever want information from him?
That's a good question.
Not in the way of a book, or not in the way of him doing a news interview or anything like that.
I could totally see her in a few years sitting down in jail and in prison and talking to him. I could see her being strong enough to do that. There's not a lot of people, I don't think, that would be strong enough to face him, but I think she would.
So I guess the answer then is no, because he doesn't really have many other options. I will continue to go back to, I think that a full confession should have been included as an agreement or a condition of the plea agreement. And that is something that in this case could have happened, and I believe should have happened, but it's just one of those that we have to let go. We can't go back. So yeah, I think a lot of those answers would have been great, but I don't think that the juice is worth the squeeze.
Yeah. And I know there was a gag order and all sorts of rules, but it also makes me wonder, like, if you could have had this sort of relationship with the prosecutor and the police earlier on and these kinds of conversations, would you have understood each other better, you know,
Oh,
before all
absolutely.
this came to an end? You know, would it probably been nice to have that during?
Yeah, absolutely. Um, and I think that in, those last 8, 9 months leading up to trial, I think we were getting there finally. But yeah, it's difficult when the conversation's always the same and it's always us frustrated with the lack of information, us trying to make sense of it, them sticking to the gag order, getting frustrated that we're still pushing it, that we're still asking these questions, and the material is inherently frustrating, right? But so it takes a while to get to a point where you know I understand Bill Thompson a little bit more, and maybe he understands me a little bit more. It would have been great if from the beginning there wasn't the gag order, or there was some way that we could have had more information or candid conversation throughout with them. But that's just not how this cookie crumbled for us.
Yeah. Something else I was thinking about, because I don't think I've talked to you since this stuff came out, with Washington State University, like there were all these, public reports that are out now of women who were afraid of Brian Koberger, you know, people who worked with him at the university, like other, doctoral students, that kind of thing. And I'd talked to like a couple of people before, and I talked to some people in Pennsylvania, women who had stories about him, but I guess I didn't realize how widespread it was until all of those reports were released. Like I had no idea that it was so many women. Did that come as a surprise to you too?
Yeah, yeah. It didn't come as a surprise to me necessarily that he wasn't well liked or that he did not integrate well. But it came as a surprise to me to hear that there were so many formal complaints. Because for me, my next question when I see that is, damn, and how many informal complaints were there? Right? How many, women or men, it seems like specifically more geared towards women just had a bad experience and just didn't report it, because that happens way more often than an actual formal report. So it's actually insane that his behavior was so comically bad that he couldn't even get through a month of trying to pretend to be like a normal human being without being wildly inappropriate and offensive, and literally just giving the vibe, like how many people in those documents said that he would spatially trap them. That's not a normal behavior. How many people, what was the term that they used when they would say he would like basically held them hostage in a conversation? Like these aren't normal behaviors. And like he couldn't even fake it for a month. What a joke, dude. Like, yikes.
Well, I was just thinking about too, like the women who thought they saw him outside their like apartments and stuff. I mean, like that's really scary.
Right. Where it's like, and it sucks because this is a little weird, but like the law is so written that there's not much proactively that you can do. Everything is reactive, right? So those people could have gone to the police and said, I think that, defendant or, inmate 163214 was outside my apartment last night. And I guarantee you, nothing would have happened to him. Even if they had investigated him, even if they had questioned him, nothing would have happened to him because it's not illegal to stand outside someone's house, right? Like, so just so awful that the laws are written, especially around stalking, and especially around, creepy behavior, that
he was a creeper.
They're so reactive instead of being proactive. yeah, just insane to me that it takes something physical happening before, honestly, even a formal police report can ever even be made.
Yeah, and all those reports that came out, did they give you, when you had your meeting, did they give you any indication, like, is there a lot more to come, or is it sort of like, most of everything's been released at this point, or do you sort of have to be on guard for more?
Yeah, I think that there's still quite a bit more. So I know from the city of Moscow that they said it's going to be months before everything comes out. I mean, at the pace that the courts are going, it's going to be years. I guess we're sitting 3 months out, and we've gotten what, 17 documents. So that's a very, very slow snail pace there. We haven't really seen anything out of Pennsylvania. We haven't seen anything out of the FBI. So I know that there's still more. I don't know how substantial that more is going to be or not.
What did you think about, so, yeah, you mentioned like stuff slowly coming out and the judge is unsealing documents too. And some of the more recent ones were like the witness lists for the defense and the prosecution. And there's a bunch of headlines about this. People have written about it, but Brian Koberger's sister was on the prosecution list. Um, I mean, did that surprise you? Do you know did they say anything about that? Like what she may have been, I don't know why that was.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Somewhere along the line, I asked about it, and this was before the gag order was even lifted, and I didn't ask for specifics, but they didn't give me her name at the time. Just that it was in regards to one of the sisters having knowledge or having seen him with the weapon itself, because the knife that he bought on his parents' Amazon account. So that doesn't really surprise me, especially because I didn't really see anywhere that the defense was trying to argue that he didn't own the knife, that he didn't purchase it. They tried to say that his click history shouldn't be included because, getting off track, I apologize.
No,
But it didn't really surprise me seeing her on that list.
yeah, I guess it didn't surprise me either. I wondered if they were going to use.
So do you think she actually saw him with the murder weapon? I mean, and what would she'd probably be like, why you got that knife? You can't fillet nothing. You can't cut nothing like a fish up. What are you going to do with that? I mean, if my brother had it, I would never say nothing because he hunts. I mean, I'd be like, well, you use enough for hunting. But I mean, maybe she did see him with it.
Her to say like, oh, because I think they shared an Amazon account. So like maybe to narrow down, like you're not the one who ordered these things, to kind of like process of elimination kind of thing.
And who shares an Amazon account with their brother or sister when they're in their late 20s? Not me.
I'm not really sure.
I mean, I guess you could say. I mean,
I'll
money.
also even say too, I'm not even sure that was entirely needed, because when he purchased the knife, what he actually did is on his debit card, he purchased a gift card, I think for $120. He immediately turned around, added the gift card to his parents' Amazon account. He bought the K-bar knife with the sheath, the sharpener, and a bunch of vegan supplements. At the time that he was arrested, when they seized his car, the same exact vegan supplements that he purchased on Amazon with the gift card in the exact same order as a K-bar knife were in the trunk of his car. So, yes, well, it's stronger to have an eyewitness that says, I saw him physically hold it. And I'm not saying that's what she would have testified to, but while I get that that's stronger, I don't even think it was needed.
Yeah, I would want to know.
And just my last thing, and this might still be too.
And where is that damn sharpener? And the only reason I could think to have a sharpener for your knife is because you're going to keep it. So did he decide to get rid of it after he left the sheets at the house? Perhaps.
Fresh to talk about, but I just, like, I always think, I started thinking about it when you gave your victim impact statement. And just with all getting to know your parents and you know, feeling like I know Kaylee in a way just through you guys and all of the videos and photos. Um, like I just always want, I don't know, I see such, you've already made such a difference in the world, and I just wonder, have you thought more about like how you want Kaylee's legacy to live on, what part you'll play in that? Like, and I know that takes time, but I didn't know if there was something in particular that you were sort of thinking about at this point.
Yeah, so I got about 1,000 ideas. But my mom and I have some awesome, awesome, awesome women behind us. And they've really been kind of rallying around us, trying to help us sort through a lot of these thoughts. And something that is really, really important to both me and my mom is that, oh, I apologize. Kaylee would have done a lot of really, really good things in the world. And that's just a fact. And she would have provided a lot more light to this world than she ever took. So the way I see it is there's an imbalance of the scales because she didn't get to give that light in the way that I know she would have. So my mom and I have kind of thought about creating something where we can give back specifically right now to the community that helped raise Kaylee, right? Helped make her who she was, in a way to kind of restore that balance of light, right? There will never be a replacement for Kaylee, and anything we ever do will pale in comparison to what she is capable of. But I think we got to try, I think that we got to try to kind of right that injustice that happened, not to us necessarily, but to the world who would have experienced, what she had to give to it. And in a way of, just kind of getting up and doing our best. So we're still really sorting through those details there. Sorry. And I'm excited to get there, but I'm also really excited at the prospect of having the time to do it and be really, really thoughtful about it. And then for me, something that's I need to do for me, and I've been doing it for a while now, is basically put forth everything, all of the documentation, all of the photos, anyone who will ever talk to me, everything, in a central database. And that is where, for me, Kaylee gets to live, right? Like that is me collecting all of these pieces of this part of her story in one place and bringing her home. And it's something that is probably going to take me a really, really long time, but I'm okay with that because I know at the end when I sit back, this will be, almost like an encyclopedia of sorts that just has, all of the answers and all of the pieces, and hopefully enough pieces to the point where, it all comes together and it all makes sense in my head one day.
You mean in terms of the murders?
Yeah, in terms of, understanding what was the beginning of the end, in terms of understanding the gravity and the weight of what happened, because you can't shy away from it, right? We shy away from it and we sugarcoat it and we take the bits and pieces of it that are digestible and we feed them to the public. But no one actually understands how sick this guy is. And it's not my job to shy away from it because Kaylee had to live it. The least I can do is be able to understand it for her, to be able to be, an earthside person that, can grasp and understand, what she went through and what she endured.
So you want to get the story of what really happened, basically, and get it all kind of in one place.
Everything.
The bits and pieces that we kind of have,
Yeah, and I'm also really passionate about this because there's still to this day so many conspiracies online. It's disgusting, right? And if I'm just being frank with you as my friend, I'm so sick of it. Like, I'm so sick of it, I could puke. So for me to be able to put myself in a position where, you know, maybe I don't share, hey, how this is how wrong you are, XYZ, you know, but to have that, you know, be armed with that knowledge of here's why this doesn't work. Think, 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 think. Nope, you're wrong here. Nope, you're wrong here. I think it'd be so valuable. And if I could ever get to a point where, you know, I could create something that's almost like a timepiece capsule collection where 10 years, 20 years, 30 years down the line, people are going to want to know what happened, right? And they wouldn't have lived through this. Let me be the first source that tells them what happened to my sisters so that they're not going to 4chan or to Reddit or to TikTok and, you know, say, oh my gosh, did you ever hear about the tunnels? Oh my God, did you hear it was a cover up? It was a frame job. Like, it feels so wrong.
Come on over here, Olivia. Come on over here. If you need to use the channel, we've got like 50,000 videos on Idaho, and I believe we've been pretty factual the whole time. I think we've done a good job. I'm proud of us on this case. I really am. It's been over 2 years, and we have heard it all. We have seen it all. I feel like with this case, it's been a lot. You know, a lot of bull crap has come out. I mean, I did a video on how many people were just blamed, and it was like a minute and so long of people's pictures just flashing. It wasn't even like holding them there for long. Like, it was insanity. I can see why she would want to do that.
So many of those things exist and be free for consumption and so widely consumed. I can't even really articulate how it makes you feel being on the other side of it.
Makes you so mad, I bet.
But one day, if I could ever get there, it's the key to all this, if I could ever get anywhere, is, being able to, you know, be the source of truth, you know, the Encyclopedia Brown on everything from A to Z. And if you stick along with me and, you know, you hold hands with me, maybe at the end you can understand too.
Yeah. I just think for some of those people with the conspiracy theories, like, and I've seen it with other cases, I mean, it's like it's almost like a hobby. Like, I don't think, no matter what anybody said, I mean, Bryan Kohberger confessed. Like, I mean, the man confessed and pled guilty.
Well, they say
I mean, what more could you, I don't think there's anything anyone can say to these people. I really don't.
Right. I'll talk to anyone. I'll argue with anyone. I will listen to anyone. But my sticking point is I need 3 facts that we can agree on, right? Like, if we can't agree on 3 facts, we have no grounds for this conversation. Because if you believe that everything is a cover up and he was frank and this and that, and well, the DNA wasn't this. If we can't agree on just one single, well, for me, 3 single sources of truth, then I don't know how to tell you this, but you're a lost cause. Like, I don't know how to tell you this, but call your therapist. Like, I'm sorry, I know it's mean, but like, that's genuinely how I feel.
I know. I wish you just didn't have to see that stuff, though. I know it's impossible, but you know, it's like it makes me sad that you have to see it. Like, I wish you just could be blocked from it, you know?
And here's like, I don't have to see it, right? No one's forcing me on social media. No one's forcing me to, you know, read these articles or anything like that. But I've kind of gotten to a point where personally, like, I'm just done being quiet about it. Like, I think that silence in some cases can be a form of complicity, and I don't want to fall into that category. So it's a really hard balance to find where it's like, are you salvageable? Like, are you a salvageable conspiracy theorist who just has genuine questions? Because a lot of it is confusing, and a lot of the answers have been weird little trickle downs, and no one's.
And a lot of people, I'm going to say, they go to their favorite creators. And when your favorite creator talks to you, like, everything that comes out of their mouth is the damn truth. Like, they say right all the time. Like, they'll say, like, they say, like, Bryan Kohberger's innocent, right? Like that. Then, yeah, then you believe it automatically because it's like the way that they're presenting it. But it's like, if something ever sounds funny to y'all, coming from me, coming from anybody, if it sounds like you're like, that doesn't sound right, Google it. Chat GBT. It'll give you the answer.
Kind of stood up behind the mic to take accountability and to say, no, here, let me help explain this, right? So I get some of those questions. But then, I mean, you really do just run into some loonies. That's the truth.
Yeah, they're out there. Trust me, I know. So, well, I appreciate you, Alivea. You're an inspiration to a lot of people, me included. So, thank you for all you do. And I know people will be looking to you to see what you do next and how they can help and how they can help Kaylee's name, live on through good, like you said. So just keep us posted.
Yeah, absolutely. When we get there.
Yeah, no, I get it. It takes time. Thank you, Alivea.
That's very sweet. I'm sure she will do some wonderful things for her sister. I know she has a pretty large platform on TikTok. And I'm going to show you her last TikTok that she did. She just tells a story about Kaylee when she was little, and I thought it was really cute. So we'll go over there and we'll watch that. But she did do like a video on frame job conspiracy, and we did watch one she did last night just over the picture or over the not the autopsy. I don't want to say autopsy report, but it was the findings of where the victims were stabbed in and what they experienced pretty much. And she went over that. So let's go over here. I'm going to refresh the page just in case she did another one. Nope, she didn't. So it's this one here. I'm going to go ahead and play it. If you guys don't mind, take a second. If you haven't already, hit the like button for me. It does help the channel out tremendously. I will put her link in the chat as well if you guys want to go over there and watch her TikTok. She does have, a few here. So
it's nap time, so I have to be.
Okay, so
it's nap time, so I have to be.
She has to be quiet, she says. So let me see. Okay, so you might have to turn up the volume a little bit to hear it.
Kind of quiet, but I wanted to share the Scooby Snack story with Kaylee. So when I was maybe 5 or 6 years old, my family moved from the Bay Area of California, where Kaylee was born, to northern Idaho. The house that we lived in had a basement, and the basement was like our zone, right? Like it was the wild, wild west down there sometimes. And somewhere along the line, I discovered that like the bag of popcorn, like at the end, after you ate all the popcorn, there was little greasy kernels at the bottom of the bag. And so I had started collecting these because they looked like tiny little elite presents. I don't know, they looked like secret seeds. And at the time, Kaylee and Steven were obsessed with Scooby-Doo, but mainly Kaylee. Like, she had the old school mystery machine toy that had all of the little characters in it. One time she lost Velma, but that's a story for another time. But anyway, one day I had a rotten little idea that I was going to convince my little siblings that these greasy little popcorn kernels were Scooby snacks. And I would make them do my bidding in exchange for Scooby snacks, right? So I'd, make them get me water, or like I'd make them like give me their snack, or like I'd make them like clean my room. But I mean, they would go crazy for these Scooby snacks. Like, it was a pretty good scam I had going on for a while. Kaylee would not have just cleaned my room, but she would do it for a Scooby snack. Throughout the years, I estimate that I fed Kaylee approximately 5,000 popcorn kernels. It's nap time, so I have to be kind of quiet. But I want.
That's the end of the video. Put me back up there. There we go. But wasn't that funny? She collected secret seeds. When I heard that, I was like laughing so hard. Popcorn kernels. See, I didn't get to do that because I was the youngest sibling. Me and my brother are 9 years apart. My brother used to trick me all the time. Actually, my uncle used to trick me all the time too. And my dad. They were torturers. They knew it. They knew it. They knew what they were doing. I remember one time the electricity went out and I was at my aunt and uncle's. We lived in an apartment complex at the time from when I was like 2 to 9. something like that. And they were like 2 doors down. So we were all over there just hanging. My parents were hanging out with them, you know, they were probably just having a couple drinks, talking or something. But my uncle was like, hey, Tanya, do you want to, he's like, do you want to order pizza? And of course I'm little. So I'm like, yeah. They're like, we don't have a phone. Okay. So then 5 minutes would go by. This is if you're born in the 70s, 80s, 60s, 70s, 80s, that's just how you were treated. That's just how you were treated. But then like they said, do you want to make popcorn? Of course I got excited again, you know. Want to watch a movie and like make popcorn? That was the next one. No electricity. I don't know these things. I'm little. So then he said something else. I forget what the last one was, but it was like 3 different things and I would never forget it. And he still laughs about it to this day. He thinks it's still funny. I don't think it's that funny still. I'm still not laughing. Still not laughing because I'm like, yeah, I want to do all those things. All those things. But he made it up to me. He's made it up. So, but yeah, no, they used to always do that, torture us. Just with whatever, you know, just with whatever. But, I think that's all I had for you guys. Do you have any questions? 5,000 popcorn kernels. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, she has 4. Yeah. I didn't know until recently neither. I knew that she had 2. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh, she has 4. No, Pete, can't be upset about it. You know, that's just how they were. That's just how they were. And then today I'm in the gym and I'm just jamming. I was jamming down to my dad's favorite, Dwight Yoakam. I'm just in there jamming. I'm like, I hope no one comes in, right? So, because I usually if I'm on the bike, I keep my eyes closed. I don't know, it just helps me. Just don't even look at the machine. But good thing I had my eyes open at one point because they did come in to show somebody the gym. Like they were showing people apartments. And I'm glad I wasn't in there just jamming away, you know, to Dwight Yoakam. And then they come in and, you know, I mean, it would be funny. I've lived here for 10 years. Shoot. I'd just be like, that's me. Welcome to the neighborhood. Are you talking about the autopsy stuff? Yeah, they're supposed to not release any pictures of the victims. They're supposed to be all redacted, heavily redacted, and the blood and biological whatever is around them is supposed to be redacted as well. Now, if you are walking into the room and you see a couple blood drops on the floor, that's probably not going to be redacted, but it's not going to be like they had before. And I never showed the pictures on the channel of Ethan or Xana. Or Kaylee and Maddie. I refuse. There's just something, you know, we know this case. The people in this chat, we know the ins and outs of this case. And I think that we know what those rooms look like, right? Without having to actually see those rooms. So. Oh, she's so pretty. Vincent didn't even recognize her when he came in. He's like, who's that? I'm like, Alivea. He's like, no way. He's like, well, she was pregnant. Such a good guy. Because I'm like, she lost like a ton of weight. I'm like, she lost like a whole person. And he's like, well, she was pregnant. I'm like, that's true. But I mean, I think she's just lost weight also because of the stress. You know, I mean, so is Steve, so is Christy. You can see, you know, from 2 years ago in this first 2.5 years ago to now, you can see the difference in all the families and how they, you know, they look, and it's sad, but, and I'm sure that Brian Koberger's parents, which we saw them, they actually look the same. His mom did, and his dad did too. Well, they look the same. But thank you, Magamama, for being here. And thank you guys all for being here tonight. I appreciate it so much. I'll be back on tomorrow. It's going to be a day live. I do have to go to physical therapy on Wednesday, and I've got to be like up early, and I got to be on top of it. He has me doing these exercises. Oh, good golly, Miss Jolly. I'm doing them, but we'll see. We'll see. But I'm actually doing my physical therapy. This is the first time I've actually went since I've been out of the hospital. I was at Dodd Hall for physical therapy for a month. But after I got out of the hospital, I would always like sign up to do physical therapy. Like, sure, I'll be there. Yeah, I'll do that. And then there'd be no Tanya in sight. So I'm glad that I'm doing it, though. It's making me feel better. So I'm going to jump off here and get these dogs to bed. Oh, I wish Reba was in here. Araya's down here. You can kind of see the white. She's sleeping with the ghost pillow. Oh, that's cute. That's cute. She usually chews stuff. She didn't chew it. She did good. Well, thank you guys so much for being here tonight. I appreciate it. If you guys don't mind, take a second, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I will be doing some pre-recordeds here soon, so be on the lookout for those. I'm going to edit them and do all the bells and whistles, and give you guys some stuff that way. There's Reba. She's like, I'm in the bushes. I'm here. Thanks, Reba. Did you see it? I don't know if you could see because it's so far down, but it's right there. She wanted it earlier and I told her no. I was like, no, you can't have that because I thought she would chew it. And she must have got up there and got on the chair and got back down or got it back down. She's being so cute with it. Oh, she didn't even chew it. She's a chewer usually, but when it has stuffing in it, but it doesn't have a squeaker, so we're probably good. But thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you, Ladybug. Love you too. Hopefully you guys have a great evening. Hopefully you have a great Tuesday. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Have a wonderful night. Bye, guys.
Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to live.